I've got how many? 4 minutes. 4 more minutes. I'm just trying to get my nerves out. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Grinder House Coffee House for tonight's show. An evening with Leigh Nash. Guys, we are so excited to have this remarkable artist here tonight. I know, I've been wooing all day about it. Grinder House has hosted over 300 artists in the last 5 years. We are celebrating our 5-year anniversary on July 2nd on the courthouse lawn and at the amphitheater. We'll talk more about that during our break tonight. But we are also a Tennessee Music Pathways location. And for those of you who aren't aware of what a Tennessee Pathways location is, it's basically a mark where some significance in the music industry has occurred. And for us here, it is our In the House series that we have every Saturday night. We also have been blessed in Cumberland County to have 3 other locations. The Cumberland County Playhouse, the historic Palace Theater, and we also have a marker on our courthouse lawn for our local favorite, Mandy Barnett, for her contributions to the industry. Might as well. She's incredible. A few things before we get started tonight. I want to remind everyone that this is a listening room concert, so we ask that you keep your inside voices completely locked down. We want to hear the artists and their stories, and we have other ticket holders who've paid money for tickets, and they would like to hear those stories whether you do or not. So we ask that you use your indoor voices and be respectful to the everyone in the building. We will be taking a short intermission, and during that time, we ask that you let the artist have her break. Do not come up here and bombard her with questions. She will be here after the show to thank you for coming, to sell her merchandise, and to shake your hand, get pictures, whatever, and just give her that respect during her break. And I'll tell you a little bit about what we've got coming up in the coming weeks, which we got a lot of cool things coming up, so I hope you stick around and listen. Anyway, we are also live streaming. While we're at it, let me also remind you that if you are enjoying your time here, that we ask that you leave a fantastic review on Yelp, on Google, on Facebook. It helps us, it keeps us going, and it actually makes us bring some of the greatest artists here, and it just kind of helps us grow our business. And so by your reviews, we really appreciate it if you leave good reviews for us. Don't forget to tip your baristas and your wait staff. They're working really hard for you tonight, as well as our musicians. We have a tip jar up front if you want to wait till the end of the show to drop off your little kitty. Going to remind you of our gas prices. I know no one's forgetting it. I know. No one can forget it. Anyway, so tonight we have Leigh Nash. She has a new album out called The Tide, Volume 1. It is incredible. It's packed full of some amazing artists such as Vince Gill, Tanya Tucker, and including her husband, Stephen Wilson Jr., who we had here back in February. For those of you who missed it, you missed it. Anyway, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I would like to introduce the incomparable Leigh Nash.
Thank you guys so much. I'm not sure I deserve that beautiful introduction, but I certainly appreciate it. You are lovely and gracious. Thank you. And thank you all so much for being here. Look at me. I got all the beverages. This is all vodka, no ice. And I got a little wine. My mom's here. You guys can take your guess on who she is. I'm not going to point her out because she'd probably disown me. This is Andrew Sovine, and he's been the best road partner. We've been on the road for a little over a week with my mom, and we've had the best time. So many great stories and memories, and this is just another one that I can't wait to, I don't know, well, maybe it'll be terrible. Let's find out. All right, we'll get started. Thanks again for coming. Racing through my brain, and I just can't Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm not going to stop doing this. I hope it doesn't make you uncomfortable. It's going to be weird. I'm going to make it weird. No, I'm not. Well, I love you guys already. I like it when people clap. I mean, not that people don't usually clap, but we've had some shows where I think, the listening room vibe gets you in that super quiet mode, and people are like, is it okay to clap? And I understand that as even as an audience member, at times it feels weird, like, gotta be quiet. But I appreciate the claps. They help me sleep at night. Mostly kidding. So this next song I wrote about being homesick for my home state, which is Texas. I've been in Tennessee. I've been in Nashville since I was 19. Are there some fellow Texans? Where are you from? Oh, nice. And okay. I've got a lot of friends that are, I'm a UT family, though, Austin. Sorry. But it's better. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. I know, yeah, it's a fair game. Anyway, it's also a rough time to be like, I'm from Texas. But it's whatever. It's going to be okay. But I wrote this just about being homesick, mainly for my mom, who I'm not pointing at. She could be anywhere. Just being homesick in general, and the rigors of this business are very difficult, and you have lots of highs and lows, and it can be very depressing, and it can also be extremely exciting, and you think everything's going great, and then boom, it's not going great. So that's what this song's about. We were coming home, me and my family, Stephen and my son, and we were going over the bridge from, in Memphis, and it says, "Welcome to Tennessee." And I felt like, can we just turn around and go back home, or could y'all just drop me off and I'll go back? But I'm not a big fan of being away from my son, not at all. So anyway, that's what this song's about. It's called "Tell Me Now, Tennessee." Tell me now, Tennessee, is there anything left for me? I'm so tired of being tired, just another bird on a telephone wire. Mama calls me every day, saying, why do you have to move away? Well, I'm over being over it all. The further I climb, the harder I fall. Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up and go? If there's something I should know, tell me now, Tennessee. Writing down the reasons why I'm so lonesome here I could cry. I started here, my heart is here, my hands still shake after all these years. Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up and go? If there's something I should know, tell me now, Tennessee. How will I know if it's the end? And what do I have to do to start again? Tell me now, Tennessee, is there anything left for me? I started here, my heart is here. Where would I go after all these years? Did I ever really believe it would be easy? I've had it with the highs and lows. Is it time to back it up Thank you so much. Take a sip of my vodka beverage that I'm totally joking about. It's water. Andrew took care of like most of the drive today. Where were we last night? At Aberdeen, North Carolina. So it's like a 6.5, 7-hour drive, and he took care of 4 hours very beautifully. My mother loves the way he drives, and she used to be like, Leigh, you were such a good driver, but now I think she's stressed when I'm driving, which is sad, but I get it, because today, that thunderstorm that kind of missed you guys, I drove right through it, and it started, like, they were kind of resting, and I started losing, like, you know that feeling where you're like, ooh, I gotta pull over, because we're all about to be asleep. So I got a 5-hour energy, which Steven, my husband, has told me, don't you ever drink one of those again, because he's always, like, super hyper concerned about my health and all that. I did it anyway. I've done it twice on this trip. And anyway, but what happens after 5 hours, there's this crash that happens. Turns out it makes me nuts. So that's what you're getting tonight. It's a little bit of everything. Yes, thank you, Chester. And I'm sorry. It's the bottom line. But I love this next song. Andrew's looking at me like, are we playing more music, or are you just going to...
We're streaming right now.
I don't care. Did I say something bad?
No, just, you know.
They like it when I talk.
Okay.
Don't you worry. I didn't mean, people on the airwaves or whoever's listening. I'm working on my comedy career, man. Chill out.
True.
Kidding, but not really. Okay, this song is a song called Somebody's Yesterday that I got to write with the legend named Jerry House that used to have this brilliant radio show in Nashville called Jerry House and the House Foundation. And I would always offer to take my friends to the airport early in the morning just so I could listen to him, because he's hysterical. But one morning I heard him talking about Sixpence and that he was a fan, and it's a country music show. And so it just made my life. And I thought, well, I guess that's where it ends. I get to be super happy that happened. But after the show stopped, I thought, well, maybe he's got extra time, because he's also a songwriter, and quite a brilliant one. He wrote Little Rock, Little Rock, like I'm gonna have to slip you out. Anyway, now I'm obsessed with making you uncomfortable by talking. That's what's happening right now. I'll stop. I'm sorry. Yes, okay. Anyway, so this song, I wrote this song with Jerry House. Is where I'm going with this, and but I did kind of come in with this idea, just like this Texas love story that sort of happened, but though it definitely happened, and it still is on my mind every now and then. But I never had an apartment with a guy in Austin. That's just a lyric. I thought, whatever. Right, Mommy? Okay. Oh, now we'll play it. Texas is bigger than I remember. The road seems to end in the sky. Let's drive back home. Feels like forever. Hoping I'm still on your mind. Outside of Austin, at our old apartment, are you still there all alone? And I see you walking with your arms around her. Suddenly Texas is cold. There's no one else to blame. I chose to just walk away. chose to just walk away. Sometimes a lover discovers who matters too late. So I've got to learn how to live as somebody's yesterday. Now I've got to learn how to live as somebody's yesterday. Texas is bigger than I remember. Thank you so much. So, are there any Sixpence None The Richer fans in this room? Thank you so much. We started our little band in 1992. I was still in high school, and it's given me. I'm so grateful because it's given me the ability to have more longevity. If I had started, I was I don't know what that is, 15, 14, and are you checking your watch, military boy?
No, I was just adjusting
He keeps military time, which is very confusing to me, and we had a little argument about it today.
on stage.
Yeah, on stage. Okay, I shouldn't have called you that. I'm sorry. It's not an insult; it's a compliment. But you weren't in the military.
No,
Yeah. Okay, and there's silence that follows for the joke that died. But anyway, so this is one of my favorite Sixpence songs, and I hope that you all enjoy this. There will be more. It's every day I'm in this place. I feel this way. I feel the same. It's every day I'm in this place. I feel this way. I feel the same. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm always, it's hilarious. I just now figured something out after 30 years of doing this. This is really going to be sad to hear. But when I put the microphone back in, I usually I'm nervous, so I'll wrap it around a bunch of times, and then when it comes time to get it out again, because I love to, look at you and look around, I'm like, man, who did this? How's it so wrapped up? And now I realize I did that. I'm like, does it sound? What's happening? Did the sound guy come up and do this? You didn't do it. Anyway, yeah, that's what you're dealing with tonight. Here's a song that I wrote about. Have you ever had an experience where you have a conversation with someone and accidentally dip your toe into the water of love? And you're like, oh my goodness, this person is just magical, and they just talking, and I'm just loving everything they say. And it's like a 24-hour bug, you kind of, it's just like it's a crush. But anyway, it's a whimsical little number. And if you're familiar with Raylan Baxter, who, he would kill it in this place, would he? He'd be amazing to come see. You should look him up. He's amazing. He sings with me on this song on the record that it's on, which is called The State I'm In. And I have a few vinyls. Vinyl? Is it vinyl? Is it?
Final copies?
Yeah, copies of my record. I have a couple of records, like the big guys, left if anybody's interested. But anyway, this is one of my favorite songs that I wrote, and it's called Dreaming Out Loud. Your voice is a perfect chorus. Your words, a melody I can't forget. Your name is heaven on my lips. I can't blame these feelings on the cheap internet. I want what's simple. I want your love. Holding my breath, making wishes in my head. I wanted so badly to kiss you instead. You kept talking and talking, can't recall what you said. And I fell in love, but you were just dreaming out loud. Stay here, please don't go anywhere. We've got wolves at the door, always hungry for more. I want what's simple. I just want us. Hold my breath, making wishes in my head. I wanted so badly to kiss you instead. You kept talking and talking, can't recall what you said. I'm so in love, but maybe I'm dreaming out loud. Baby, please wake up. I'm in over my head, so please, baby, wake up. Holding my breath, counting backwards from 10. I want you so badly. Sounded great, Mr. Sovine. Sounded so fine, Mr. Sovine. I'm sorry. What an
Well, that's the first time today.
today. Yeah, I say it. I'm sorry. It just rhymes. It seems like it's low-hanging fruit. Okay, so Sixpence was together for a long time, made a lot of records, and we, as I said, we started in 1992. So that's a lot of music before we had any sort of success. But we did certainly become known as like, it was like, oh, they're an overnight success. Look what happened. And it's like, no, I've been sleeping in bunk beds with strange children. I did it last night. It sounds so weird, but it's a cult. It's like this. We would play in these churches, and then the youth group leader, you'd stay at their house. And they'd be like, "You don't mind sleeping in the bunk bed with my daughter, do you? Like, you can, she's fine. You can take the bottom, she can take the top, whatever." And that was, I didn't realize at the time. Well, I did. It was very uncomfortable, and I hated it. But at the same time, it was a means to an end. Like, thank you I appreciated the place to sleep, even though it's extremely awkward to have like a 13-year-old sleeping up above you. That I'm sure that she was horrified. Who's this girl down there? But anyway, we have a lot of music that we did and considered ourselves an alternative rock band. And then my partner in the band, Matt Slocum, wrote "Kiss Me," and then it turned very quickly into like, money for the labels, and so we had been doing covers live, just a couple of them, and then the labels a couple of times, 'cause there's only two of them, and I already did one, which was "There She Goes." That's by the Laws, not an original song, but they were like, "This is a wonderful record that you've put together. If you do this cover, we'll put it out." Very not my favorite thing that ever. It's not a great position to put a band in, but there's, we were already doing it live, so we love this song, and I'm thankful that we got to do it. It's by the great band Crowded House, one of my very favorites. So here's the song. Here's their song. There is freedom within. There is freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again. No, I'm towing my car. Let me start that over again. Now I'm towing my car. There's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and relief. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come, they gone, to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Don't dream it's over. You won't let them win. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wrote this song with a great songwriter in Nashville named Connie Harrington, and but it started with a visit to the agricultural center in Nashville where the police train their horses and for the mounted patrol. And so my best friend lives really close to that center. I'm swear, the further south I get, I think I just inhaled a bunch of dust. I think that's all it is. I know that's all it is. Also, anyway, my friend lives really close to that agricultural center, and she insisted that I go with her 'cause she's very good friends with all the horses and the police that work there, because she's a lot. And I love her for it. That's why we're such good friends. We understand each other. But anyway, she was like, please, please, please come with me. It'll be good for you. And I didn't really want to, but I went anyway. She made me a delicious coffee. So we went, and we were looking at these beautiful animals running out in a field. And a man came out of the barn, and it was wintertime, so it wasn't immediately evident that he had on clothes that you would wear if you were incarcerated in some sort. I don't know if it's a jail or a prison situation, but he talked to us and was extremely honest about everything. And I think it must have been maybe good for him to just talk to anyone. And we really were very receptive to that. I don't know, we're sensitive human beings. And he told us why he was in there and the worst part about it, the most hurtful parts about it. And it was really beautiful, and I immediately I told him I'm gonna pray for you. I'm glad we got to meet you, and anyway, so my friend and I walked back to the car, and I was like, Jiffy, her name's Jiffy. I'm so glad that you brought me, because I got a whole thing going in my head. It's gonna be a song, and so here's the song. But as far as I know, the man's name is Dwayne, and as far as I know, he hasn't gotten to hear this yet. And this is a song that Vince Gill is on, and he plays guitar and he sings, and that's a dream come true for me. But I just I pray and hope that he gets to hear it and know like how many people that have heard it and been really moved by this. So, and it's all thanks to him and his vulnerability, and my best friend forcing me to do something she knew that would be good for me. So anyway, here we go. He said, I've been locked up 14 months on misdemeanor charges. I got clean in county jail, but the loneliest, the hardest. As long as I'm on good behavior, they let me work these days. gave me horses. He said it's funny how here I thought I was taking care of them. They know my voice come when I call. Yeah, these are my best friends. Hadn't seen my father in 7 years. Too ashamed of what I was. When he visits me on Sundays now, he's proud to call me son. 'Cause sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. I didn't know what to ask for, so I didn't. I just brush on and I feel, and the holes in my arms started healing. Oh, it's like they knew what I was feeling. The state gave me 18 months. But God gave me horses. I've driven by a million times, but I stopped today. And I leaned against that fence to clear my head. When a stranger in his prison blues handed me the reins, somehow I felt freer when I left. 'Cause sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. And I didn't know what to ask for, so I didn't. I just brush up and I feel, and the holes in my arms started healing. Oh, it's like they knew what I was feeling. The state gave me 18 months. God gave me horses. God gave me horses. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You take a break now?
Yeah. Is it? How long have we been playing, Military Man?
It's
Why can't I stop saying that?
45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, let's give it one more. What we got?
What do you?
I know they don't like silence on these things that are taped, so I gotta keep talking my smack. Yeah. Ooh, I'd love to do that one. So I'm a huge fan of country music, as I guess I'm kind of making that evident with this show here. But I also really love all kinds of music. I've done music that you can hear in the clubs. I had a great song with a band called Delirium years ago. Look at what I'm doing. Isn't this fun? At least the radio folks can't see this. This is just for you guys. But this is a song. I know all the words, but I get a little insecure, especially since this is being taped. My son's birthday. and you know, do you guys get insulted when your things don't recognize your face? It really upsets me. I mean, it's like it's been since this morning, honey. Like, is it that hard? I call it bad words when I'm alone. Hi. You just got on my nerves, little lady. Okay. I was pointing to this, not anybody. Y'all are perfect. I love you. Okay. This is just a safety. I'm not a weak person. Lisa left you years ago. My eyes are not blue, but they won't leave you till the sunlight has touched your face. She was your morning light. Her smile told of no night. Your love for her grew deeper with each rising sun. And then one winter day, his hand led hers away. She left you here, drowning in your tears, here where you stayed for years, crying, Lisa, Lisa, I'm not Lisa. My name is Julie. Lisa left you years ago. My eyes are not blue, but they won't leave you till the sunlight has touched your face. I'm not Lisa. Thank you so much, Jessie Coulter. She's one of my favorites, and I guess we'll take like a little break, 15 minutes, and I'll be back. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Thanks for listening.
Is everybody having a great time tonight? This is just so remarkable to have her here in the house. And Andrew, I love your guitar playing. You're doing so fantastic. I wanted to take some time out to remind you of a few events that we have coming up. Like I said, we're going to be celebrating our 5-year anniversary here on July 2nd. And we have decided to call it Liberty on the Lawn. It is going to be an in-the-house event, but it is a free event, open to the public, all day. We start music at 11:30 a.m. that day. We're going to open with Tyler Doan. I'm sorry. I've never had him here. His music is great, though. We are really excited to get him. He hails from Texas. We also have Kaylee Bishop returning that day. We have Jamie Adamson. We have Hal O'Dell coming with a couple of his friends. We have Delnora Reed, which I'm going to talk more about her in a little bit. I'm really excited about Delnora. Yeah, we got news on her today, guys. I'm really excited. We also will have Milkman and the big band. This is a good band to have around here. We're talking brass, blues, jazz. It's going to be great. And the drummer in it is actually our normal sound guy, Paul Cole. So I'm excited about this. And to headline our event that day, we have the Jenkins twins returning with their full band that evening. So if you were here in April to see the Jenkins twins, they are coming back to headline our Liberty on the Lawn, which is a free event, bringing the full band. So if you like the Everly Brothers, Roy Orbison sound, their music is incredible. Please come back out. We're going to be having food, cornhole tournament, and in between these acts, we have other acts coming in, courtesy of Chester Goad. We are going to have our comedians come in and kind of fill the space while we let our bands kind of load up. So please come out on July 2nd. It's an all-day event, and Liberty on the Lawn. I need my calendar out, which is why I've got my glasses on right now. A lot of dates, guys. July 9th, we have Robbie Hopkins, a singer-songwriter from Nashville, coming in to share some of his music with us. I'm super excited about him. And then, as I told you, we're going to talk about Delnora Reed. On July 16th for In the House, we've got Delnora Reed coming, guys. And I know you guys are familiar with her, and if you're not, you need to be. Last night, she was up for 4 awards at the Inspirational Country Music Awards. And she walked away with 2 wins, guys. She walked away with New Artist of the Year, as well as for her song, Blank Page. She won. So we're so incredibly honored and excited to have her come back. She's a regular. She's practically family. She'll be here on the 16th. And then the week after that, we have Nicholas Edward Williams coming. If you're familiar with him at all, he was here last year, and our own James Crowley, local videographer, actually did a video of his work here in the Grinder House. So he'll be here in July. And then, of course, in August, we've got a whole slew of artists coming. And don't forget our Ground in the Round last Saturday of every month with Jamie Adamson. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there is anything else. Oh, we have our poker tournaments. Don't forget our poker tournaments on Wednesday nights. They're free to enter. You don't lose money unless you buy a lot of beer while you're playing. I mean, it's pretty easy. And my husband and my dad really enjoy these evenings because they don't lose money even when they lose their games. So my husband didn't even come back this week because the week before he was 3rd in the tournament, and he wanted to leave on a high note. So he didn't even come back this week so he could be the first one out, which would probably happen. Other than that, don't forget that we have merchandise in the back. Our shirts are $25. We have mugs, we have coffee, we have hats, and Leigh Nash at the end of our show is going to have her own merchandise, advertising. She's actually out touring for her album, The Tides, Volume 1, and like she had announced, like God Gave Me Horses. She does a duet with Vince Gill on it, and there are other songs on there, including duets with Tanya Tucker and Stephen Wilson Jr., who was just here in February. The album's incredible, and she is working on Volume 2, and she said it should be out early next year, and she sounded like she wanted to tell me something extra about it, that she was really excited, and then she shut it down and said, but I can't say anything else. So check out Volume 1, whether it's on iTunes, on all streaming platforms, or even in some of the merchandise that she has here tonight. And then you'll be ready for Volume 2 by early next year. Other than that, if you want to just play some music for the time being while we wait for Miss Nash to rejoin us, y'all have a continuing good evening. Okay, everybody, we're ready to start our second half of the show. Again, we're going to remind you, let's clap, woo! I want to remind you to keep our voices down and honor our artists and honor those that are ticket holders that were also here to listen to our wonderful, wonderful, incredible, remarkable artist here that I'm so excited to have here tonight. So, again, everyone, let's give it up for Leigh Nash.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I went outside and realized, yes, it is everything that is on the ground and on the tables that's getting in my throat, so we're good. Whatever. Shh. Sometimes I just need to tell my brain, please be quiet. And this is a song that is a duet with Tanya Tucker on my new EP that's called The Tide Volume 1. And I never dreamed in a million years that I would get to meet Tanya Tucker, much less sing with her. And my husband and I wrote this song. It's got to have been maybe 5 or 6 years ago, together about something. I won't even get into this story. It's kind of a long one, but it's one of my favorites. And Tanya did it simply because she loved the song. She didn't even know about my history or that I had a career. She just heard the song, and that's what I think that makes her. I already love her to death, but I just think that makes her so much cooler in my book that her manager sent her a song, and she was like, yeah, I'll do that. It's a great song. What a freaking rad woman. And just a freaking classic. So this is called Never Again, Every Time. My hands were trembling as I made that call, but you wouldn't answer, so I wrote your number on a bathroom stall. I woke up with a brand new stranger in my bed, but I said get lost just like I tell those memories in my head. I cry every time I start thinking about you. I keep trying to move on, but I don't know how to. I probably had too much wine. I must have been out of my mind. Never again. Every time. I try to spin my wheels with someone new, but it's so predictable. I always run into you, and there I am again across the floor, trying to catch your eye, make you see me like you did before. I cry every time I start thinking about you. I keep trying to move on, but I don't know how to. I probably had too much wine. I must have been out of my mind. Never again. Every time. I cry every time I start thinking about you. I keep trying to move on, but I don't know how to. Thank Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Phoenix. We haven't met yet, but I know all about you, and I really like you. Thanks, pal. So cute. I got to be a part of Tanya Tucker's 50th anniversary of Delta Dawn at the Ryman. Time is a mystery to me now. I think the pandemic has kind of maybe done that to all of us, but I feel like it was a couple of months ago, and it was incredible. Jessie Coulter was there, and Brenda Lee. I mean, all my heroes, a lot of them, including Tanya Tucker, and oh my goodness, Paul Overstreet. I can go on and on. It was insane, and I just felt like such an imposter. But when she introduced me, unfortunately, she wasn't ready to introduce me. She was still talking about the duet that she had just done with T. Graham Brown, and I love him. He's a Texas artist, and she was talking about that. But her side of the stage kind of person, told me just if she's talking, just go on out there. And it's a Ryman though; it's a little more important and scheduled than just go on out there. So it's his fault. But I came out, they handed me a mic, and I was just standing there, and she was talking about T. Graham Brown, and she said, he's an old Texas boy, and she's talking to the crowd, and I didn't know what to do because I couldn't just leave the stage. And I said, I'm from Texas. And I don't think anybody knew who I was or really gave a crap. They were there to see Tanya Tucker, and Leanne Rimes was there. I mean, it was a lot. I just felt such. And then when I said that, it scared the living devil out of her. She jumped. I scared my hero, and she said, "Guess who this is?" And I was like, I felt so bad. But then she got to her teleprompter. She knows who I am now. We've recorded together, sound checked together. But it was a big night for her, and I scared her. But I love that. I love that she said, I did it because I love the song. I didn't know she had any hits or success or anything. She said, my daughter's told me she's got quite a history. It made me feel so bad, but also so good. I mean, what a blessing. Holy cow. All right. Here's the Sixpence song that I haven't done in a long time. I've been doing it on this tour, so I am going to reference the old gal that doesn't know my face. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it.
Travel deeper to a place you can
Thank you so much. This next song is about my dad. He passed away in 2007. He was only 59. Not cool. And I miss him every day. Except I feel like he keeps the conversation going with me by leaving me dimes everywhere. Even my best friend, she's a therapist, like I said, she swears. I don't believe her because it's crazy. But she said during one of her therapy sessions, they were having a sort of a similar situation, like this person's. She's not supposed to talk to me about this stuff. Uh-oh. Anyway, but she never tells me any names. But the point of her telling me was, a dime just fell into the middle of the room. I don't believe her, like I said, but it happens all the time. Like I'll be crying and about something else, or maybe about just missing him. I'll have my wallet and I'll just be throwing things around, and all of a sudden, like a dime will slip out, and it's just so beautiful, and it's fine. Like whatever connection, any port in a storm, I'll take it. I'll take it because he was amazing, super. Just the opposite of my sweet mother. My mother's like an angel, and my father was not an angel, but just maybe God's. What's that show that we're obsessed with? God's favorite idiot. But he wasn't an idiot. He was brilliant, but just difficult. He made our lives a little more traumatic than they probably needed to be. But this was a situation where I really, really needed my dad, and so I was going to Dallas for the Texas State Fair, and he was coming up from San Antonio to meet me. My life it was just tanking. Things were not going well, and I really needed to talk to him. I needed his perspective. And he called me. He had those prepaid calling cards at the time. I think I had a Palm Pilot, and I was still driving, and he called me from a payphone, and he always would start with, "Hello, I'm out of minutes," because he was usually out of minutes on those calling cards. And so that just meant, be quiet, let me get you the message, let me just tell you what you need to know. And he thought he was dying. He had a medical situation, so he checked himself into a motel, which he would have called a no-tell motel. I love that about him. He was hysterical. I will say that. Just a really hilarious man. But he wasn't doing so good, and I went straight to that motel, and then I went to get him what he needed, and then I went to do the show, and then I came back, and he and I got to have that conversation that I so desperately needed. Just so much closure, closure. But he didn't pass away for another year and a half. He was still with us for a while, and I got to take a trip with him and all kinds of things. So, but gosh, I miss him so much. He was only 59 when he passed away, which is total. But that's life. And this song, finally, it took about 10 years, but I knew I wanted to write it, and here it is. Hello, you say, I'm almost out of time. In fact, I'm almost out of minutes. Off Interstate 35 in room number 9. If you can get here real soon, I'll still be in it. Come see me, baby, I've got one more tale to tell. And the moral of the story is I'm sorry as hell. Well, it's too late to pretend that all good things have to end. I never liked Alice hanging in the balance, 'cause time and life and love won't let you live suspended. He looked right at home, like a king upon his throne, in the kind of motel renting rooms by the hour. He cried and I let go, and we stared out the window, found forgiveness as the sunlight lost its power. Come see me, baby, I've got one more tale to tell. And the Thank you. Thank you.
Can we do
Sweet.
tirelessly?
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew's going to, what did you say? It's your first flex of this tour. But I think every night is a flex because he's amazing. And he's an artist and he produces and he plays the guitar. He's like a jack of all trades. Is that yeah. Yeah, sure. He knows so. We've learned. My mom and I have learned. It's like a whole education. We've both discussed like, man, we got to start reading some different books. My mom reads a lot, and she's brilliant. But it's just we've discussed. It's just different kinds of smarts. But yeah, you seem to be all the kinds of smarts. So thank you. Yeah, he's great. But now he's going to play the piano. We haven't had a piano to use for this song. But Tom Waits is one of my favorite artists, and I hope you like him too. This is one of his songs, and it is one of my favorites. So thank you for playing the piano. Grapefruit moon, one star shining down on me. I heard that tune, and now I'm pining, honey, can't you see? Every time I hear that melody, something breaks inside. In the grapefruit moon, one star shining, it can't turn back the tide. I never had no destination I could not get across, but you became my inspiration. Oh, but what a cost! 'Cause every time I hear that melody, something breaks inside. In the grapefruit moon, one star shining is more than I can hide. And now I'm smoking cigarettes, and I strive for purity. But then I slip, just like the stars, into obscurity. Every time I hear that melody, it puts me up a tree. And the grapefruit moon, one star shining, is all that I can see. The grapefruit moon, if one star shining, is all that I can see. Thank you, Andrew. That was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I let you linger. I had to let it linger. Yes, I had to. Yes, I had to. Sorry. Oh, man. Let's pour one out for the homie. Dolores O'Rourke, and oh, my goodness, what a loss. That broke. It's still breaking my heart. Sometimes I forget. And, yeah. Anyway.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. No?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Let's,
Do you want
okay,
to?
which one? I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. This is a song. I love human beings so much. I love connection. That's why I do what I do. I've never, even Sixpence, like, we were never interested in fame or money. It was just, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we ever talked about it, but we just weren't. And I remember after all those years of just, up and down all the highways and getting to, we did so much cool stuff, and we wouldn't have done it if we didn't love it. But then when Kiss Me came out, we were, on Letterman and all this stuff, and I remember the next day it was a very marked difference in our trajectory. Being at the airport, suddenly people were like, "Oh, I just saw her last night." And that was really interesting, but it wasn't like, finally I've arrived. It was more. It was just, I don't know. I think it was perfect because we'd been together playing for so long that it just felt like an extension of what we had already done. And I feel so blessed and that it's been God that has, and I've asked God, well, every single day, like, what am I doing? Am I on the right path? Can you please keep me on the right path? And so I think it's all been, not everything has been right, but somehow God makes it right and makes it better. And if something gets taken away, something better gets put back. You just have to have patience. Not immediate, obviously, and maybe you don't believe that, and that's totally okay. I'm here to tell you it's very much been true for me, and that's that. Thank you. I don't really understand why I said that before this song, the state I'm in. But anyway, it was amazing to get to start a solo career. My son was born in 2004, and I was very, very pregnant. Just finished a tour with the band, and I remember my partner, Matt Slocum, and I talking on the phone. I was sitting there just hugely pregnant, and he was like, "What do you want to do?" Like, I know, like, we've been together. It's been since 1992. You're about to have a baby. What should we do? Do we just quit, or do we rename the band? We were kind of done with the whole brand. Like, we just sort of wanted to start over. But if you've had children, like, that time before you have your baby, you're not looking to start anything over. It's like, this is a whole thing here. And I just wanted to focus on my child, Henry, who just graduated high school 2 weeks ago. And he's amazing. Thank you. But anyway, it's sort of the 9 months after he was born, or so, maybe a year, I realized, oh my gosh, well, first of all, I've got to keep food on the table, but also I love music. Like, this is part of who I am. And I really started to understand and respect the gift that I've been given, and that it didn't need to end. And I'm so thankful that it hasn't had to, except for those, the pandemic times. Certainly stopped at that point. But anyway, so I wrote this song just about getting in a fight with a woman. And I never have, and I don't want to. That's where the story that I just told started, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to fight with a woman, but it's just sort of one of those Texas, like, oh, I'm jealous, and let's get in a fight in a parking lot. I don't know. It's fun. It never happened. I am getting more aggressive, though. I'm 45. I called a man a bad word at a gas station today, and my mom was like, "You're really gonna have to chill out. You gotta stop." But do you find that I think I'm losing my grace a little bit. But I'm excited. I'm here for it, and I hope you are too. This is called The State I'm In. South of Waco late last night, I saw two figures in the light, driving in from San Go on, get your sleep. You're in too deep in Texas now. Don't underestimate the state I'm in. Thank you. Such a silly song, but it's if anybody tried to get on, Stephen Wilson Jr., that's what you're gonna get. But that has not occurred at this time. But I will, man, I'm a jealous woman, but he is he's so awesome, and he's not the jealous kind, which I really love, and I think he really hates that I am the jealous kind. But I so far so good. We've been together 16 years, married 11. As of last Saturday, or the Saturday before, I don't know, he was gone. He's pretty in demand these days. Well, this is, I know I've been doing quite a few covers, but I can't help it. I'm such a fan of so many artists and so many different kinds of music, but a lot of it is country. I like to call it my country Muppet songs. So, but I have the Tide Volume 1, very country, got a lot of amazing artists on it. It's not all country. CeCe Winans is on it, and Ruby Amanfu, and Stephen, my husband, and I wrote a song during the pandemic about just a fight that we had, and I was like, all right, we need to we'll put a blanket out in the yard and just write a song about this, because otherwise dishes are going to get broken and we got a kid in the other room. Let's not do that to him. So anyway, okay, here we are. Are you familiar with Rodney Crowell or Emmylou Harris? Well, Rodney Crowell and James Slater wrote this song, and then Rodney Crowell and Emmylou Harris did a beautiful version of this. I think Tim McGraw also did a version. And now I'll be quiet. I won't be that quiet. Please, Rick. Oh, it sees me. You see me. Here's to the corners yet to turn. Here's to the bridges yet to burn. Here's to the whole thing Thank you to the genius that is Rodney Crowell and James Slater. I love that song. Well, I got one more for you, if that's okay. Are we good? That's good. Are we, I don't know. Has it been 2 hours? I don't know. I think we're good. Okay. Well, this is a song that you're welcome to sing along with if you'd like to, or you could just go to the grocery store. Do you guys have Publix here or something? You can also hear it there, and that's totally cool. It's fine. 3 hours to a Publix. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Oh, you're so sweet. All right. Well, it seems like it's happened about too many times to count. I'll get my buggy and I'll walk in, kiss me, what a blessing. I'm not complaining. Seriously, it's wonderful. But I have friends. I live in a really small town outside of Nashville, and I've got friends that are not in the music industry at all. But we've come to they're like true blue, great friends. And I'll like rush, like try to find them in the grocery store and be like, hi. And they roll their eyes, and that's what I love about them. All right, so thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun. Stephen warned me that I would fall in love with this place and with all of you, and so thank you so much. This is a beautiful, beautiful venue. Thank you for supporting it. I love your shirt. It's the sweetest. I want that shirt. It says hold on to each other. I think that's where we all need to be in our hearts right now. Please. All right. Thank you again. Kiss me out of the bearded barley nightly beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing the spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath Thank you so much. Come say hi if you. Oh, thank you, Phoenix, precious. Thank you so much for having me. I'll be over here if you want to say hi. And God bless you. Thank you.